Hi everybody. I'll bet you thought I moved to Mexico, didn't you? Well, no, I've been busy. But now we're back to springtime. Been busy taking care of my mother. Said my dad passed away last October and she needs help. But she can't see and she can't hear. She does pretty well, but she's 92. So my brother and I have been taking turns. Well, not turns, but he goes down in the daytime and I go down later at night. So it's been busy. So I'm in DuBois today, just leaving, going back home. I got some garden soil, some bags of garden soil, starting a garden again. I have some onions going and radishes. I planted some tomatoes in buckets yesterday. Today I want to do some peppers. I'll show you all that in another video. I posted a short the other day, first time I ever did that. So I don't know how well it worked out. I know a couple people replied to it. Wednesday night, last Wednesday, I went to my son's house. And there's a bush there. I don't know what it's called. It's pretty though. It has yellow and green flowers on it. So I pulled out my pocket knife, which on that day was a Rough Rider Whittler, a slip joint. So I cut the branch off and I went to close the knife, and since it's a slip joint, a lot of times I just put it against my leg and fold it like I've done 1,000 times before. Well, I felt a little prick and I said, oh shit, I cut myself. So I was in my son's driveway, my van was right there. So I reached in and grabbed about, you know how you wrap paper towels around your hands, about 4 or 5 paper towels. And I couldn't see where it was because it was kind of behind me on my upper leg. And I put the paper towels down there, and immediately the paper towels were drenched in blood. So I knew I had a serious problem. So my son was in the garage and I yelled for him and he came out. And I said, look at this, how bad is it? And there was blood running down my leg. My shoe was filled with blood. So he ran in and got a towel. And I rolled that towel up and I put it against I had him put it against where the cut was. I said, how bad is it? He said, it's pretty bad. So I put that towel on there and then I leaned up against the front fender of my van to put pressure on it. And I had tourniquets in here. So I told him to get in my backpack that's hanging here on the seat. I said, dig in there, there's the bottom of the backpack, there's a tourniquet. So he got that out. But the cut was too high up on my leg to get a tourniquet on. So I just leaned against the van. I kept pressure on it. He called his wife out. She said, we're going to call the ambulance. So they called the ambulance. Our ambulance was in DuBois, which is about our ambulance was on another call somewhere. So they called the DuBois ambulance, which is about 13 miles away. And on the phone with the 911, my daughter-in-law said it was a stab wound, so they panicked right away. They put a helicopter on standby. And 2 EMTs showed up, just like, not ambulance EMTs, but just local people. 2 of them showed up with medical bags, and they took a look at it, tried to get the bleeding stopped. I come over and sat down on this side of the van, and they put a dressing on there, and they were holding pressure on it to stop the bleeding. Then the ambulance got there, and those guys were paramedics, both of them, 2 of them. So we managed to get the bleeding stopped. We didn't need the helicopter, thank God for that. So they took me up to Du Bois Hospital. Quite an ordeal, because, like I said, since it was a stab wound, they were pretty well worked up. So when I got to the hospital, they were all over me, everybody, all kind of people. I was feeling okay. I didn't pass out or anything. I lost a lot of blood. There's blood. I still haven't washed it off. I was hoping for it to rain yesterday, but I think I'm going to wash it off today. My front fender there is covered with blood. Blood all over his driveway. All my shorts that I had on were soaked with blood. They had to cut them off. So anyway, we got to the hospital, and they got everything under control and took me in for a CAT scan to make sure there was no internal damage, because that Rough Rider Whittler has a blade about 2.5 inches long, and it's a Wharncliffe, which means it's got a really pointy point, and I keep my knives razor sharp, and that thing went in. It went in the whole length of the blade, 2.5 inches. There was a cut about 2 inches wide, the cut on the outside. I must have put it in when I pulled it out. I must have pulled it out. I didn't know it went in that deep. I thought I just pricked myself. I didn't even feel it. Anyway, we got a CAT scan, and there was no damage inside. So they stitched it up. I don't know how many stitches they put in there. And I finally got to go home. So everything turned out all right. I got to go back to the trauma surgeon on Tuesday to get the stitches out. So that was exciting. That was a dumb move. I've done that 1,000 times. Put the pocket knife against the leg and on a slip joint, just twist it against your leg to close it. It didn't work that time. If it's a modern day knife with a flipper and a liner lock or something, I just close it with my hand. But the slip joint, since I had my other hand full, twist it against your leg to close it. Anybody that had a pocket knife, a slip joint, knows how to do that. So anyway, that's my story. It didn't hurt at all. Even when I stuck it in there, I didn't feel it. My knife is so razor sharp, I guess. Anyway, son of a gun's sore today, though. Boy, I can't even touch it. So, I'm coming back into Penfield. I got some potting soil, like I said, 4 bags. $30 for 4 bags of dirt. $7 a bag for dirt. But anyway, I'm going to work around the garden a little today. I want to do some stuff in the van. One thing I learned was I have 2 tourniquets in here. And I have a trauma kit in the back. And I have Quick Clot. But I don't have everything together. So when my son, I told him to get that tourniquet, we got that. Okay, that didn't work because I couldn't put it on up that high. So I said, there's quick clot in here somewhere. So he's thrashing around trying to find the quick clot, you know, that gauze, quick clot. And couldn't find it. So, anyway, this guy directing traffic down there, I don't know what's going on. Trying to get the fire truck out, I guess. Anyway, that's the thing I'm going to do today is get all my... I got a tourniquet up here on the visor. Cat tourniquet. I keep it up there so it's, you know, if I get in a wreck, I got it right there to grab. But I'm going to put all my stuff, my quick clot and the other tourniquet and gauze and all that trauma stuff all in one spot in a bag in the back. So then I just say, somebody grab that bag. It's got gloves in it, whatever. And that way I'll have everything in one spot. So I made that mistake. And I'm mad at myself for that because I've tried to be prepared, but, and I was to some extent, but more than most people, but, you know. And I stayed calm. That was another thing, you know. I didn't panic or anything. My son was a little crazy. Anyway, I'm almost home. And I'm going to work on the garden today, I think, and do all that in the van, get that stuff put together and all on the back in a bag, and so on and so forth. And I'll probably make more videos now that the summer's here. The weather's nice and get outside. It was a pretty depressing winter with my dad passing away and then having to take care of my mother. So we're almost home. I'm almost home. So we're going to pull in here. And I just cut the grass. When did I cut it? What's today? Sunday. I cut the grass, I don't know, 4 days ago. But it's, boy, it grows fast this time of year. I'm not a good backer-upper. Okay. So that's the name of that tune. We're home, and I'm going to haul this dirt up in my wagon, up on the porch, and let the dog and cat out and work on that stuff. So, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all later. Dale out.